Hi, this is Dr. Archibald. I'd like to talk briefly about creation myths. I have a table here, a kind of a comparison table. I've found this information here from a website by Lindsay Murtaugh, and it discusses creation myths. And then I put on the right-hand side a variation of it um, using particular terms here and changing them to individual, uh, changing them to relate to how creation terms might relate to individuals. So let's read this. It is the nature of humans to wonder about the unknown and search for answers. At the foundation of nearly every culture is a creation myth that explains how the wonders of the earth came to be. These myths have an immense influence on people's frame of reference. They influence the way people think about the world and their place in relation to their surroundings. Despite being separated by numerous geographical barriers, many cultures have developed creation myths with the same basic elements. Okay, and here's the personal take on creation myths. It is the nature of individuals to wonder about how they became who they are and search for answers. At the foundation of nearly every person is a creation myth that explains how their attitudes and abilities came to be. These myths have an immense influence on an individual's frame of reference. And this influence can be relatively subtle. We don't think of it all the time, but we build these influences all the time. They influence the way people think about their world and their place in relation to their surroundings. Despite being separated by numerous geographical, ethnic, racial, religious, class, etc. barriers, many individuals have developed creation myths with the same basic elements. So we operate in the same basic ways to define ourselves, to allow us to work within the world, and we're always creating and recreating ourselves from the detritus of our past. The past is never dead. The past is always active in how we deal with the future. So when I'm talking about creation myths in this context of the paper, of the reflection imitation paper, what you're doing is creating a version of yourself from a past experience, and this version is useful now, and we create these versions, these creation myths, constantly throughout our lives, and we update the ones that we had before, and a creation myth that you might write or conceive in your 20s is not probably the one that you will write in your 50s. So another word for the kind of the creation myth is your sense of your own identity. Okay, but a creation myth works as a substantial kind of artifact that we constantly refer to, and it helps us deal with what we are doing today. Okay? All right, thanks.